So, alright. So, the Ajna chakra, or the third eye, translated in Sanskrit as to command or perceive. It is the place where the soul and the ego become one, and it is giving you access to your psychic reality as opposed to your physical reality. So one must discuss this, one must elaborate on this, because in talking about the third eye, I'm talking about a place, I'm talking about a location outside of natural life. So, what I'm not talking about is get rich quick, how to find love, how to be successful, how to own a house directly. But indirectly, I am talking about that. This is the science of indirect attraction and things of that nature. So doing this chakra work, establishing kundalini, is an emotional current that has to be sustained throughout this whole process. Thus the conversations that we have surrounding the chakras. As we open each chakra, we are gaining an understanding of unconscious behaviors. Up until we reach the heart chakra, where we begin to understand ourselves as a soul. And into the Vishuddha, the throat chakra, where we begin to actually walk across that bridge. So if we can imagine our neck being a particular bridge between the heart and the brain, and as we journey up through the throat chakra and up to the third eye, that is the complete realization. And that is outside of the natural phenomenon that we call life. So these conversations are not popular. Even though this information is in the Bible, your pastors don't teach you how to raise your kundalini. They talk about the Tower of Babel. They talk about Jacob's ladder, which is kundalini rising, but just in another form. So we are dealing with the face of God. We are seeing the face of God when we reach the third eye, and we are embarking on our psychic reality. Our psychic reality is the unreal, not the unconscious, but the unreal. If someone was to have a particular experience outside of the norm, and you would ask them, how was that experience? If somebody was to convey, man, that shit was unreal, that is a particular paradigm outside of the normal. And so the unreality is normal in the third eye, because we are tapping into the God within us. And this is not normal human existence where we're oppressed, a bus might hit us, we work at fucked up jobs, in horrible relationships where we gotta, threaten the wrath of God to, keep somebody with us, or just deplorable in all forms. Even when you are successful, you have to turn your back on all of your family and friends, because now all they want to do is ask you for money. So generally, there is no escape in the physical world. And if there is a particular escape, I would love to see the particular documentation regarding a physical infiniteness, limitlessness, because I want to go there. I want to be there. The only limitless infiniteness that I'm speaking of is within you. And within you, there is God. So, me saying that means absolutely nothing unless you're willing to take the steps. I'm explaining the third eye, but that's just like me telling you to meet me on the 7th floor, but don't come up 1, 2, like somehow teleport from the bottom to the 6th floor. And that's really impossible. One must ascend each level and take the lesson from each level to understand this. And so if what I'm saying is sounding foreign or weird, is mainly because one hasn't done the necessary work to reach the level of occult, which means hidden knowledge, and tapping into the God within oneself. This is not, me and you do not share a God. I have a God, you have a God, she has a God. Now, the only difference between realization between me, you, him, and her is whether one is ready to do the work. And so that's very, very important in understanding third eye, because a lot of people can read and research information specifically on the third eye, specifically on the Ajna chakra. And yes, opening the third eye is a solution. But if you want to, it is the same as opening your third eye and when you were like 18 and having this power, and all you wanted to do is get like B2K tickets or, you know, something real mundane, or use it to amass a following, or just existential shit that has no purpose. That is not what spirituality is about. Spirituality comes with a purpose and a plan that has to be revealed to you. But you have to understand that the soul within is not you. In Genesis chapter 32, verse 30, it is said that Jacob called the place Peniel or Pineal, saying, "It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared." And if you look up the Strong's Concordance on the actual word Peniel, the definition to that word is the face of God. Please pay attention, and please take a few steps back from your personal life and what you've been going through today, and understand that if you haven't factored in the God within you, then you are not living life right. You are making a mistake because you are taking my advice, her advice, or your mama's advice, or somebody else's advice that is not of you. Because this is what happened. You were born. People looked at you and said, "You look like Stephanie. You look like John. John does this, John does that. If John does this, we won't like John. If Stephanie sits down with her legs spread wide open, she can't do that. Stephanie, close your legs. You're a girl." On and 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 on. Every idea that you have. I need a husband with X, Y, and Z. Or I want my son to be an NBA player. Or I'm not going to be happy until I have a BMW 750. Like, all of these things do not get you to see the face of God. There is no God in the sky. In the Bible, when they speak about God, they speak about that place within your heart. And then they speak about this place called Pineal, because once Jacob's ladder was complete, this was the name that was come up. This is what he saw. He saw the face of God, yet he still lived. Meaning, even though this is some deep ass life-changing shit, that does not mean quit your job. That does not mean divorce your wife. That does not mean turn your back on your children. That simply means that you are now no longer attached to that what irks you. Because what irks you is within you. Or else it wouldn't irk you. You ever been sitting next to somebody and the clock is ticking and one person is completely oblivious to the clock ticking and the other person, the clock ticking is just driving them crazy? What is that? That's perception. The pineal gland, it can be translated as command or it can be translated as perception. So understanding perception and command and perception, meaning that once you reach this level, you now have, it's like Control Alt Delete. You now have command of your perception. You have command of your perception. Like, I don't really feel like niggas even hear me when I say that, because up until you get rid of your ego, your perception is controlled by your gender, your race, your age, who you hang with. So your perception is already controlled. Like, the way you dress, the way you present yourself, that perception is under someone else's command, because that is attached to the ego. That's why we say, let go of the ego, let go of the baggage. Accept the new idea of the soul, because the soul is also known as the non-me. The me that is within me, but it is not me. It is not on this fuckery that I am unconsciously doing every single day and not actually realizing it. Because if I had control or command of my perception, I would not perceive a fuck nigga or a worthless bitch. I wouldn't perceive that. I would have command of my perception, and then I might have 5 wives and 7 cars and 15 houses, because now I have control of my perception. But I cannot come there. So what people generally do in studying the Ajna chakra, the third eye chakra, without doing the work, they do the technique. And I'm going to tell you the technique. Activate the third eye. Easy. But it don't matter if the ego is involved, because you going to see Ray Ray's visions, Tommy's visions, Auntie Cheryl visions, everybody perception that you have attached to. Now you bringing it all to the third eye. The third eye don't care. The third eye can take on 20,000 personalities. The third eye is beyond your comprehension of a conscious thinker. Let's start there. Because what I think, right, is so fucking stupid. What everybody thinks is so dumb. Because nobody is thinking heartbeat, 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 breathe, 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 blood circulate, blood circulate, blood circulate. You know what I'm saying? Them the thoughts that matter, and I don't even have those thoughts. I be thinking about what's coming on, what's happening next on Supernatural, or let me start my season on 2K. Like, that's where my brain be at. My brain, like, throw my shit in the trash. Because when it comes down to it, the subconscious mind, not the subconscious thing that exists outside of you, not the subconscious state of California. No, the subconscious mind, like I'm thinking this shit. I'm actually thinking about my heart beating and my lungs, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a virus in me. Send some T cells at it. Pew, 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 pew. Like, my mind is actually thinking that, but my conscious mind is on trash. So it's important for me to throw all of that away. My degree, my life, my love, my family, I gotta throw it all away. And that is the toughest thing that a human being could ever do. It is tough. And does it make me a worse father? Actually, no. I feel myself being more active in my child's life doing the chakra work, as opposed to unconsciously living. Now I'm more conscious and aware of, oh, he might just need some attention, or, oh, you know what I'm saying? Or just different little things I'm improving on, but yet and still I'm not attached to win or lose. I'm attached to realization. I'm attached to spending time with myself. I'm attached to eliminating my thoughts and being present in the moment wherever I'm at. Huh? I'm attached to detaching. That's beautiful. Cause through that is automatic peace. Automatic, like instant peace. Oh, you want to be on that? Shoo, like instant. Shoo. Only through doing this chakra work and really coming to a particular understanding and a particular consciousness. The Ajna chakra is a wedding between the soul and the self. It is not let me get automatic onks and automatic head wraps and you know what I'm saying. I don't know what people expect from doing this chakra work. My advice is not to expect anything. Just simply do the meditation, do the contemplation, let this shit go, become empty. See, when we become empty, we become nothing, and we're allowing ourselves to become, we are receiving. We are in the place of receiving. When we become empty, when we are full, when our hands are full of baggage and preconceived notions, then this thing is worthless and pointless. It'll go over your head because you're more focused on getting with Tyrone tonight. That's why a person can hear this, scroll past this, and because their ego is so fixated on a particular thing, and they'll get it. And then what? You'll just want something else. See, the goal is to live life as an adventure. Let life be revealed to you in its most perfected form, in its absolute form. We talked about this in the last video. The truth is absolute. meaning absolute is infinite, free from restrictions, free from limitation. That is what you are, man. That is what you are. You are not going to die. You are going to die, but you're not going to die. You're absolutely going to die, and you are absolutely never going to die. And we, as a collective, need to communicate from that perspective, because that is that truth. So if we are afraid of death, if we are afraid of losing, if we are afraid of lack, if we are afraid of success even, or afraid of failure, everything that I'm talking about, I haven't said not one thing that you need to, in all of these videos in the chakra, I haven't said that you need to buy one thing. I haven't asked anybody for one thing. I haven't told you that you need to go to a specific place. All the shit that I'm talking about can save your motherfucking life, and you don't even have to leave your motherfucking couch. This is psychology. This is psychology. This is psych is the Greek word for soul, meaning this is activating and awakening your soul. This is what the white people is dealing with. This is why white people live the way that they live, because they don't have unconscious stumbling blocks based upon the narrative, based upon the grammar that the way that we talk to each other, our understanding on each other on a truth level. I think that I'm looking at a nigga in front of me, or a black person in front of me, or even a woman in front of me. I'm looking at a full-fledged God, but I'm not having a conversation as if I'm talking to a God. I'm not even talking as if I'm a God. I really believe that I'm some man named Kyrie that was born in Boston and some shit. That's a mask. That is a persona. That is a personality. That is going to die. In my 33 years, I best to start to deal with the part of me that is infinite, the part of me that is truth, the part of me that's absolute. From here on out, I can't do shit about the past. But from here on out, I realize that I'm a motherfucking soul. So I'm not even worried about you niggas or anybody feeling any type of way about anything, because I am commanding my perception. That is powerful. Command your perception. Meaning, you know your third eye ain't open if your perception is that of somebody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like him. Do you want to not like him? No. Okay, then command your motherfucking perception. Activate your motherfucking third eye. Let that motherfucking ego go. Because that ego, man, I talk to people. We talk to people. We know people. People come to us. You understand? People talk. You understand? I know. Unconsciously, you niggas are living. And I'm not the most flashiest nor the most person to say get up on my train or want followers or no shit like that. I really want you to be truthful with yourself in these conversations that you niggas is talking to me about. You feel me? Like, I want you to talk to me in truth. That's I guess that's what it boils down to. So I really don't give a shit at the end of the day. You understand? My salvation is my salvation. You feel me? I can't save nobody. But if we gonna have a conversation, at least let's have a conversation in truth. Don't come to me on no ego shit. Come to me on consciousness. We so woke. Don't come to me, well, why? well, why do you feel that way? You understand? Well, I don't know. You're unconsciously living. Why do you keep running into the same type of men? Why are you single and you want to be in a relationship? Why when you get with a woman, you come across as unlovable. What work do you need to do on, you know what I'm saying? What work do you need to do on the inside? How can you command your perception? To your perception is that of your liking, to whereas you're just looking at life and you motherfucking doing the cry face. I don't believe in crying, because this shit is an illusion. Me and my spirits, we crack the fuck up. This shit is hilarious. You feel me? This is a joke. You ever seen that shit in the theater? They have the smiley face or the smoke or the sad face. It's either or, my nigga. It ain't the smiley face or just the sad face by itself. No, it's the smiley face and the sad face, meaning a tragedy is the same as a comedy. They did that in the movie Melinda with Woody Allen, if you want to understand that concept. Tragedy and comedy is just dependent on particular perception. You, as a melanated being, can command your perception, and that's what they're afraid of, because they control your perception. We could take our hoods and turn them into places that people want to live in. We already do that. We'll build up a neighborhood and they'll kick us out. They call that shit gentrification. So, with that being said, we have to understand subjective thoughts and objective thoughts. A subject is the body. You can touch a subject. The subject is a physical thing. An object is how you feel about that particular thing. Meaning, a crowd of people is just... A crowd of people is the same as like a sky. It means absolutely nothing until you find a subject. Like, you know, Idris Elba in the crowd. Like, oh shit, that's Idris Elba in the crowd. Or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or Beyonce or some shit. Like, that becomes a subject. The object is how you feel about that subject. So, the feeling and the subject are one and the same, because the feeling is what you would notice, why you even notice something in the first place, because that feeling arises like, that is appealing to me. Let me make this my subject. So the subject being you, the object being God, religion has taken God and made him objective, nobody, no face, no nothing, just a thought. And people will kill you, love you, hold you, nurture you, and they're just the subject. We need to, at the third eye, that object and the subject becomes one and the same. People are gods. Like, duh. No duh. But it took us a long time to figure that shit out. But we here now. And once you activate this sixth chakra, ain't no turning back. See, that's another thing. Why you don't want to activate the third chakra with ego. Because this is the face of God. So it may be, you know, Terrence. I love Terrence. And I'm going to take this shit to the third eye and bring Terrence on home. God going to be like, all right. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? As above, so below. Alakazam, abracadabra. There you have it, miss. And ain't no going back now. You know what I'm saying? That'd make your ass crazy. Cause you make a mistake bringing your ego in just by the very nature of its limitedness. It's like, you know, taking a motorhome to Beverly Hills. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got land to build any house, and you just like, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna just take my trailer park to Beverly Hills. Like, this ain't like, even the Beverly Hillbillies got a mansion with a trailer, but at the same time, they at least had the mansion. You feel me? You don't want to just disregard the mansion just because you attached to this goddamn trailer park. That don't make no sense. The same reason why you don't want to bring your femininity up into your third eye, or your masculinity, or any human idea that you could muster up. You want to let it all go. You want to meditate on the third eye for the sake of meditating on the third eye. And that is empty as fuck. I know. I wish I had, you know, I wish I could Oprah you niggas. You get a car, she get a car. I can't though, but it's better than that. It's better than Oprah. It's better than a car. Because the third eye is the psyche with wings, meaning that is the soul with wings. You don't need a car when you're able to fly. See, you are the soul. You are not a prisoner to this body. But you are a prisoner to this body if you do not let go of this body. You choose it. You want it. You don't want to let go of the persona. You want to achieve. You motherfuckers still want to be the president of the United States when they told you what you want to be when you was a little kid. You said you want to be a fucking firefighter. Here you is, 36. You know what I'm saying? Working at Amazon or some shit. You ain't gonna be no damn firefighter. You ain't gonna be the damn president. Let that shit go. You ain't gonna be no goddamn rapper. You ain't gonna get signed. You 39. Let it go. And you just might get what you really want if you let it go. You just might be the president. You just might be a firefighter. But these ideas we're talking about, so when you in grammar, in English class, there's a subject and an object, and sometimes there's an indirect object. An indirect object, so an indirect object has something to do with the previous subject. So me being the previous subject, or God being the previous subject, will then indirectly bless you once you don't have that direct need. That direct need is that human limitedness, and it just might sound so crazy as a human being thinking on some shit, but it's so possible once you deal with the face of God, the pineal gland, the third eye. I mean, this is heavy stuff, man. Nah, I don't necessarily, and it's not for people to hear me now, I guess. You know, sometimes it's just for the energy to just be there, and if one person hears it, you know what I'm saying, and they deal with their soul. Like, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, this is my blog. Like, I write whatever the fuck I want to write. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, you know what I'm saying, people want to listen to. Another question: how does watching somebody else live their life benefit you? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, so what is entertainment benefiting you?
It's not.
It's a void filler. It's something to get you through the motherfucking day. I mean, so what is entertainment benefiting you? But yeah, man, we need to wake up. We need to tap in and really let this shit go. Cause if it's hurting you, if it's bothering you, if you sad, if you confused, if you afraid, if you angry, if you depressed, if you sad, if motherfuckers got you fucked up, you need to take command of your perception, man. Cause that perception that you have, you don't have command over it. It is something bigger than you and stronger than you. And the only thing that you can do is throw the whole... You know how sometimes they say don't throw the baby away with the bathwater? This time, throw the whole motherfucking baby away. Start over. Through the fifth chakra, we purify ourselves. So you got to take that purification seriously to even understand. Now, just so happen, I'm going through all of this and it's Thanksgiving. Family time. Fuck that. I can't, right? I can't do it right now. I have to put myself first. When everybody expects me to put them first, that's exactly the point in time where I got to put my damn self first. That's when you need to put yourself first the most. When people expect you to, that's the indication. Hell no. I don't care. Wife, husband, son, daughter. No. I need to go within a little bit longer because my perception is still fucked up. I'm still feeling a certain type of way. So, yeah. And so, please, man, ask questions, read up on chakra work, and go about it as this is the definitive modality for healing the individual. If you don't got $400 an hour to pay the top billing psychologist, the next best thing, man, is to do this chakra work, man. This is healing, but you have to do it righteously. You have to start from the bottom and work your way up to this. This is what this chakra workshop is for, and this is what this chakra workshop is going to stay here for. This is a staple. This is something that we all can learn and begin to really help others. But the thing of chakra work is, I can't pimp you on this. I can't game you down on this one. You gonna have to do the work. You ain't no cheat code, no shortcut. You can't slide me a couple extra dollars to get your kundalini extra popping. No, this is not financial. This is not fiduciary. This is not a capitalistic idea, but you can use it to make money off of people. I mean, you could, but people do. People doing it right now. People talking about the chakras right now to somebody. But we generally have to start from the ground up. The same way, if you want to get to the top floor, you got to ascend each and every floor to get to whatever floor you're going to. The same way that these chakras work. That's just life. That's just life. Like, there's no seed that I can get, that I can plant, you know what I'm saying, do my sexy dance, and then a couple of days it grow. It has to go through its particular process. It has to germinate, you know what I'm saying? So, we're consistent with this thing, man, and we are almost finished, man. One more week, and that's it, man. Yeah, I know. Complete paradigm shift, change. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm happy with where I'm going, because I understand that wherever I go, I'm going to have the command of my perception. I'm going to open my third eye clearly with no ego, no desire, no want, no need, and listen to what God has to say to me. Delary said, I want to do what God wants me to do. And that's so powerful. And she wasn't talking about an objective God. She was metaphysical. She was talking about the God within. She was on it. So, that being said, man, peace. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night.